Hello, everyone. Surprise! Digital artifacts. Who would have guessed it? That's 2 surprise Ryan streams in 1 week. Welcome back. My name's Ryan Selvy, and this is Digital Artifacts, the show where we take things from the physical world and try to get them into the digital world to document them and just, make a cool backup for you. Today we're going to be looking through my junk mail pile, and we're going to be trying to make some cool stuff in Illustrator and in After Effects, Illustrator and in Photoshop. Which are 2 great things to do to just kind of create really good content. But I don't want to waste too much time. This is a live stream, but I also want to make it great for people who are watching afterwards on the replay. So hello over on YouTube. Thank you, Adara, for being our moderator during the live stream. And hello to Keys, Penny, Bruce, Robert, you name it, over in the chat on Behance as well. If you guys have any ideas while we're coming up with stuff, please let me know. But yeah, let's go hop on over into Photoshop to start stuff off. All right. So, one of the things that I got that I was really excited about, well, first, I guess I could also just kind of like go through, the kind of content that we have. I realized that I really enjoy the inside of envelopes. So, when you get like a bill or a check or some sort of, important digital or non-digital, it's a part of like important information, they put these like squiggle things on the inside of your envelope, I guess, to protect the data from scanners or something. But with it, there's just this really cool texture. So I went ahead and I scanned 3 of those. I thought they would be a cool way to implement them somehow, and we can mess with those. And then also, the fun thing that I got is it was randomly, I think it was shipped to the person that used to live in my apartment before me, but I randomly got this little packet, and it is a Ranger Rick's Cub, a first look at animals, and it is just a little booklet with a bunch of animal pictures in it. So I went ahead and I scanned it in and got us a fat little snowy owl. I got us these porcupines. I thought those were good ones. And then also I had some postcards and save the dates that I had kind of mailed in my pile. Obviously, the save the dates is not a junk mail. I'm planning on going to that wedding, but I liked the illustration on it. We also have a bird's eye view of Petoskey, Michigan, which no idea where that is. I mean, obviously it is where it is, but I could not point to it on a map. And then this is a postcard of a local bar. I don't know if it's still around because it's from my old neighborhood in Crown Heights, but it's called the Crown Inn. And then the very last thing that I have is actually from BetterHelp. And I liked this woman on the phone. And there's also wanted to kind of mess around with the idea that we have this rip and things that we could do to get rid of it. We'll also obviously not use any of this text. But I was just thinking about having fun today, really. And am I still using that cool scanner? Yes. I got this. To be able to scan things in real life. I need to scan more things, but I do have it, and I've been carrying it around trying to capture some cool stuff for future streams. But I digress. We will have to use those on the next one. I think the next digital artifacts after this is going to be in about 2 weeks, I believe. But I guess the first thing that I kind of want to do is I'm gonna open. What do you guys want to work on first? Do you guys want to work on the owl, the porcupine, or the woman on the phone, or a postcard? What do you guys think? I see Keys, Alessandra, Bruce, Clever, Penny Doodles all in the chat. What are you guys most excited about from my little collection of stuff? While I wait for that, I'm just going to pull up this silly owl because I'm going to... Postcard? Okay, postcard. All right, let's open up the postcards. Yes, 2 votes for postcard. So let's hop into postcard. So there are things that we can obviously do, like crop out, take stuff. I'm going to take out save the date. I also really enjoy these squiggly lines. I know that they are put on by the by the post carrier, but I enjoy them. So what could be fun is also kind of extending them and seeing what generative fill thinks is going to be different. So I'm going to save this actually as a cloud document first, or just like a regular document. Why not? That way we don't lose any of this information that we have. And I think it'd be fun to go in here, highlight everything, do a image crop, but then come back and press this. Well, let's actually get rid of save the date first, because I don't want any text in there. So let's just use generative fill to get rid of that first. Key says, please don't turn me in. I used one of those when I couldn't stay at the library. A postcard? How does that work? Cancellation marks are collectible. I'm not following you guys. The little scent lines coming off from the forest. Yes, I know. It looks like a stinky forest, right? So if you hold down C, it opens up the crop tool, or the perspective crop tool. You have the slice tool, but we just want the regular one. And there's generative expand here. So you just go and let's just like make a area around and see where it gets us, and we'll go from there. So let's just hit generate and then see where it goes. I did not test this before we went live, so I'm very interested to see where it gets us. You know, it has the scent lines. You know, it has a bunch of different stuff. It's giving us some really weird things. So what we might want to do even is go in and maybe get rid of the quote unquote scent lines. That way it doesn't get confused. And we can do that in a multitude of ways. We can use generative fill for that as well. We can also kind of do that. But honestly, generative fill normally is a big winner here when it comes down to things. Clever says, putting the smell into art. Smart. Tell me more about that. What else? Do we want to keep the moon? I think we could probably get rid of these little numbers. There is another thing we can do. We could use the remove tool. We're going to apply this, and I'm just going to highlight. And you'll notice that it doesn't get rid of it immediately because I actually have this remove after each stroke not enabled. So I'm just clicking the plus, and it should fix. So let's look at it before and after. Oops. Oh, hit the wrong button. And there we go. So now that we have kind of created a better space for this, let's now try to use the expand tool again. By going to the crop tool, we'll just expand like this. Should we say forest or something? Should we say woods? Should we say woods on a postcard? And let's see. Let's see if it understands what we're saying. Scratch and sniff postcard. Okay, so since we said postcard, it's going to try to do these weird things around it, which is actually kind of fun. I like how it made another moon. Let's just do it without anything and just hit generate and see where it gets us. But I do like the putting the smell into art. Okay, so this is getting us somewhere a lot closer to where I would like. Yes. Oh, I like how it made a fake tree here. Like, that's a fun situation. So let's go. I like that one a lot, I think. So we'll move forward with this. And we need like a saying or something. What should we say? Should we say what you said? You said, what, putting the smell into art? Smart. Or, let's see, little scent lines coming off the forest. Cancellation marks are collectible. What if we just say something like, say, see the forest for the, what is it? See the forest for the trees. What do we say? What if we just say nature? And we put it in, we put it more in like a serify font, because that's not how I feel about nature, right? We want to do something more with a serif. And let's look at ones that I have gotten off of. Yep, that's a no. Hey, I didn't know that doesn't go through when you kind of mess with it. I do like this. This feels right. And then what if we made it like super tight, you know? Where the wild things aren't. That's funny. Let's do that. All right. And then maybe we can kind of go around this. All right. Right now, as it stands, it's all one layer. But maybe we take this opportunity to get rid of things like this. And how is everyone doing today? Has anyone touched grass today? Has anyone gone outside? Has anyone not been a curmudgeon? Because guess what, guys? I have not. Wait, no, I did go outside. Or I want to believe. Oh, I like that too. Which do we like more? Do we like where the wild things aren't, or I want to believe? I kind of like I want to believe, because that feels like that's a kind of. Well, let's see what it looks like. Because that one. Something like. You did some gardening in the AM. Keys touched some moss for the same effect. Oh, that's nice. Alessandra says it's been raining here, so I haven't been outside. Alessandra wants everyone to know that she did go outside on Monday and Tuesday, though. But that doesn't excuse you. You have to go outside on your own. Okay. So what if we, rather than centering that, I want to do something where we like hide it behind parts of the tree, because I feel like that'll feel more grounded. And also, like, people will understand what it's trying to say. Okay. So something that we can do here pretty easily is we're going to make it go invisible, just because that makes things simpler. And there's actually a quick selection tool here that we can use that'll do it'll do the job for the most part, because we're just gonna hit the mask button and then we're gonna invert it. We might need to go back in, and by might I mean we definitely do need to go back in, and we can just bring back in parts that we want to. You'll see that it's a little soft around the edges, which I don't want. I want it to be 100%. I also want to make sure that the opacity is at 100. And if you're new to Photoshop, or you're new to masks, this is saying that everything in white is visible, and anything that I paint with black is going to be invisible. So I'm just painting into this mask, and I'm telling the computer, can you please add parts of the typeface back into these areas where I am designated. And then we also have down here, I can always bring down the opacity to this section, and we can then create from that part as well. Also, if you guys have anything that you want to scan in and have me mess with, please send it to ryanselvy@gmail.com. Super creative email, I know. But guess what? Easy way to get a hold of me. All right. Oh, looks like we also have a little bit here that we can still kind of account for, right? And we want to say we don't want the E to show up in this situation. Okay, so we'll add it here and there. Clever says, I got an Icelandic movie to watch. Ooh, what's it about? Is it pretty? Should we watch it? Nice. I like that. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Going to add a mask to it. I wonder if we should even like do something where we pretend that it pops out of the tree. That could be fun, right? Maybe it's kind of integrated into the parts of the tree. Like this. And like that. But I don't know. It might also be better if we just fully kind of mask it out. Let's see. Part of me says yes, part of me says no, but we will know for certain when we zoom out. Also just like to bring things down the opacity wise, and then we can identify areas where maybe there's a little bit of some kissing going on. Bring it back up. We can also add shadows to these layers, maybe with a clipping mask, which I can show you guys in just a second. And then we're going to add the I want to believe. Kind of like it's centered. And then what if we say I want to believe, and then down here we'd say something, but it's hot outside. And we bring that down. And since it's something we're not very proud of, maybe we make it super. No, we could also expand it. No. What should we do here? Clever says that the Icelandic movie that she's going to watch is semi-folklore, horror-ish Lamb. Ooh, it's called Lamb. That's what it's called. I guess we'll have to look that up, and then we'll have to see if it's something that I can sit through or if I would be too scared to actually sit through. So, what if we do something? And it's only gonna get hotter. What else we got? I'm kind of feeling that, but then I also want to kind of find a way to maybe go in and apply that area that we have. Should we make this italicized maybe? Because that'd be kind of funny, right? It doesn't feel as much as exciting as I wanted to. Bold condensed is kind of insane. Medium condensed. No. Also, does this have any, it's always fun to go through and look at your window and look at your glyphs and see if there's any fun glyphs that you can use. I don't think there's any fun glyphs for this one though, which is a bit of a bummer, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and take one of these fun patterns that we grabbed. I specifically like this one that's like hash marks. And let's see if we can apply it to the top and maybe change the overlay of it to get something special here. We can also always invert this. Ooh, I like divide. Divide and bring that baby down. I'm wondering maybe we could apply that to What if we inverted the whole thing? That looks better. And then we can actually go through some other approaches now because, ooh, dissolve looks great. I really like dissolve. Add some like grit to it, you know? I'm going to actually add that as layer, and then we're going to duplicate it, and we're going to max it back out up. And let's see if we can add the screen here. There's something about the thing. I think maybe I only want the hatch marks in the sky. Intertwine needs a couple of objects to work, doesn't it? Yeah, like in Illustrator, yeah. Would intertwine tool work in cases like this? Oh, what, for like the text? Yeah, well, normally you want it to have the two so you can like line it out, you know? So we're gonna be lazy about this. Although I shouldn't say lazy. Work smarter, not harder, you know? That's what you should all do. I'm gonna alt click here, and that just makes it so that everything else is invisible just for now. And holding shift, and I'm clicking that because I only want to focus on that layer. And I don't want any of it to work down here. I'm holding on alt and getting rid of stuff. Oh wait, no, I do want it like that. Okay. We're gonna alt click this again, and it'll bring everything back. We're gonna bring this back. I'm gonna add it, and then I'm going to invert it. And I feel like that's actually at a pretty good place. Is there anything else that we want to incorporate? I mean, we have what? We have some other postcardy looking things here. I don't think there's anything that we could necessarily collage into this piece where it would benefit it. I kind of just like the thing. Maybe we could always bring back in these wispy lines though, because we did like the wispy lines, didn't we? So what if we go and we like add it on top of one of the parts here, just so that people remember. Now the problem is it has that blue background, and so it's going to add some of that blue background to it. So one solution we can do is we can make a threshold layer to it, and that's sick. That's a mistake, but you know what? It's fine. And I'm just going to really max it out. So then it's black and white. We'll add it back. I'm going to invert it. And then that way, I'm not going to invert it. That way, when we go to multiply, we only get the parts that we want. Where should we put this? Where should we put this? Maybe we should put it right in front of the thing here. And then we can then bring it down. I also like the idea of it being a different color rather than that black. So we'll just do similar. This is all layers, but it's not important. I'm gonna add it back. And what if we do like a color overlay here? Ooh, the yellow is kind of fun, right? I normally don't do streams like this where I just like have fun. Like normally we are normally so in the weeds about like making something perfect. This is exhilarating. I've never had fun in Photoshop before now. But here we are. Oh, I kind of like the pink. The pink's kind of fun. The pink makes me want to put it somewhere else though. Oh, and put it in between. Oh, wait, guys. Wait. This is where it belongs. This is where it belongs. All right. And should we do something like that? Vivid light is nice. Also, what if we did something with the it's hot outside down here? Where like when things are really hot, you know, and it's a super hot day out, You have things get a little bit blurry. Oh, and I love what it's doing with that squiggle. Should we also do it too? I want to believe, or just do I like, but it's hot outside, and it's only gonna get hotter. Should also probably have the thing on it though. So we'll do blur, Gaussian blur. 1,000 points to whoever knows who Gaussian blur is named after. And I don't actually have points like Andrew does. That's just me saying it. I'm liking that. I want to believe, but it's hot outside, and it's only getting hotter. Or it's only going to get hotter. That works for me. I say that that is a success, and that we should move on to the next thing. So, let's do something with that lady. Hey, ladies. So, first thing we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to change this up. I want to get rid of all this text, baby. All this text is going away without a doubt. So, we're just going to tell the computer to say no thank you. And we could use the remove tool for this. We can use generative fill. We can use content aware fill. We can use the band-aid tool. We can use a lot of different stuff. And the theme of today is I'm just going to hit generative fill. Carl Gauss. It's like some German mathematician or something like that. You guys want to know something secret? Gaussian blur. Is the result of blurring an image by a Gaussian function named after the mathematician and scientist Carl Friedrich Gauss. And our dude, this man is your blurry man. If you ever have questions, which I bet you that's probably, it is totally public domain. We could definitely use him. So maybe we'll use him in today's stream. He lived from 1777 to February 1855, a few years before Photoshop came out. Look at that. It's all gone. It's so easy. So easy. At first I said I don't know, but then it's so easy. Now her foot's cut off, but you know what? I'm kind of fine with that. I don't really need her foot to be part of it, right? And we're gonna just do a generative fill here. You're enjoying the colors in this one. Yes, I also like the colors in this one. And what is she saying to her friend on the phone? She's saying, girl, I forgot that I have a huge stain on this shirt, so I'm covering it up with a pillow. All right. We're going to do spot healing brush tool. Let's see what this. Oh, wait, no. We don't want it to go on that because that's the generative fill. We want to click, and we're just going to go over top, and we're going to see what it gets us. And, you know, sometimes it works. Sometimes pretty good. But since it actually has to make stuff up, I think we're just going to do generative fill. Ryan, my job used to be totally different 2 years ago. Now it's just everything has other ways to do it, but it's probably just faster and quicker to just do generative fill. Oh, such is life. No, you didn't, Ryan. Just saying. You were talking about that guy on Adobe Live the other day? Oh, I did not see it. This variation is too small to enhance. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it, baby. All right. And what's she saying? She's saying, what is she saying? You should leave him. No. Maybe I need something. What if it is? It says hi, Barbara. Let's get a new typeface for this. Do we want to do another? Oh, I kind of like Gertie. This is also really tight tracking. Let's see. How precise do we want to be? Do we want to do object selection tool again? Because we totally probably could. And we did. And it works. Life is good. Computers do the job for me. When I was coming up, in the world, I had to fend for myself, and I had to so when I do stroke, it does. It goes around it. So that's not fun. So maybe rather than a mask for this, what would probably be better in this situation is for us to mask just her. Like this. And then we can add a stroke around the text. Which, like, in college, I was always taught never to do that, and now I see it everywhere. Like expand path is the way to do it, but just actually even just putting stroke on this way, apparently people are, like, totally down to clown with that now, which is fascinating to me. It's like an anti-design to it, you know? Calls coming from inside the house. Also, should we put like these like weird little we're gonna incorporate the owl into this. That's what we're gonna do. He's fat. He's gonna be a roommate. Is what we're going to have going on here. And he's going to need some favors. Oh, okay. Remove background. Let's see if that works. Way to go, Photoshop. Making my life easier all the time. Okay. Should we see if we should... style transfer him. How do you do that again? I gotta remember. You do something where you like select everything and then you add like a gray mask. It's a new thing. You do like edit, fill, color, 50% gray. 50% gray? I don't remember how to do it. How do you do the style transfer again? I have to Google this. Style transfer. Let's see. Not that. Oh, we could always put it just through a neural filter. What if we did it through a neural filter? That'll work. Let's do neural filter. All right. Filter. We're going to go to neural filters, but we have to get rid of the mask in order for it to let us do that. So I'm just copying it. Filter, neural filter. And what if we did style transfer here? And we said we want it to look like this. And we're going to see what effect. That's not what we want. It's a mountain. Oh, that's terrifying, but I love it. These are all fantastic. And not what I want at all. Oh, pointillism. Nope. It does not understand that it is an owl. But to its defense, it is all happening on my computer. What if we increase the strength? Oh, he's a not happy camper. Oh my. Oh my. We can do harmonization, which is always funny. And then what if we say something like, hi Barbara, I'm tired of doing your dishes, or something like that. I did your dishes, but I'd prefer not to do them again. We're gonna use a different top font for this too. Who? All right, now we're gonna say who. Is it? It'd be like this, right? It'd be whose dishes are in the sink. I don't do dishes, says Barbara in the chat. Okay. We gotta change this typeface though, and I don't want the stroke on it. And also it's too close together. So let's do what if we do like decorative? We can get real funky here. Real funky. I don't know if I like these. Let's do what if we do a script? That'd be wonky, right? I always land on sans serifs. Filson is always a... Also, is that the right whose? How do you say that? Whose dishes are in the sink? Is that the right one? Which one is that? Is it? Whose dishes in the sink is correct. Okay, cool. I also want to like change his colors because his colors are insane. So we're gonna add a adjustment layer. You can click down here to add a clipping mask, which I will admit I waited way too long in life to figure out. And I'm only gonna apply it to him. Bring up his lightness too, maybe. Saturation. And then I don't want to do Filson. Let's do Degular. Is always a kind of a nice, clear one to see. And then maybe you can even go into your paragraph, and you can like start to mess with things going up and down, which apparently they're all already. There's also, if we were in Illustrator, which we can do real quick, there's this really cool type adjusting that you can do where whose dishes, whose, I told you whose. And you can move around. Whose equals whose apostrophe s equals whose is. Yes. But I always get confused as to whose, because whose is possessive. So I'll go like this. All right, so we'll go to our text tool, and we're going to write whose dish. Wait. Whose dishes are in the sink. And we'll go to our properties. We'll change this. We said Degular, right? Regular semi-bold. We'll bring it up. I feel like it's too many O's, even though he's an owl and he has options. I want to just make sure they're a little bit. All right, and then you can go over to here, and you can do the text move tool, which maybe I have to do advanced for. This guy, right? Touch type tool. That's what we're looking for. And you should be able to just move things around as you want to. And it's all still editable text, which is amazing. And a big shout out to my friend Jack Watson, who told me about this one time when I was streaming. And I was kept doing the... I kept kind of expanding all the type and then moving things around, and then I wouldn't be able to adjust the text anymore, which was super frustrating. But see, I can even go here and I can be like, Ryan, you know? And it's just nice because then you can kind of continue to mess around. It like if it's not there, you know, you can always go to your dots and you know, make sure that you can adjust accordingly. And it's easy, you know, you can just make very small changes, which is nice. You can mess with the kerning. Barbara says she loves it. Oh, thanks. I love it too. I love it too. We only got about 10 minutes left. Has this been fun for everyone? I'll take feedback. I'll take constructive feedback. Is this format too casual? Is it nice? Is it refreshing? Is there anything you would like to learn in particular? ... meatball menu. That's what you call it, the meatball menu? That's hilarious. I've not heard it as the meatball menu. I know the hamburger menu, but I've never heard... You know what? I don't know if I like his colors. Maybe we make him... I'm going to do Control-Shift-U on this. Oh, but then he's scary looking. What if we do a threshold of him? Because I know we did that with the last one, and we ended up really liking it, but then I was like, no, I kind of like it where it is. Yes, I kind of like him in black and white. So we'll add that. Teaching by example. You really like the format. Thanks, Adara. Appreciate that. Cool. And then what if we do something in here again where I just want to make like a pen tool kind of scenario where we go around, make a very simple... Speech bubbles are the ugliest thing in the world. And I know they're useful. I used to have several different online comics, and people would say, oh, they're so ugly, like they're such an ugly shape, and I'd be like, no, they're not, I defend them. But the more I use them later in life, the more I'm like, they're just never perfect. No matter what you do, they're just a little bit ugly, which I guess is part of it, right? But neither here nor there. You can also go in and do simplify. You know, take out more things if you'd like. You can also go in and you can smooth it. Smooth me, baby. Ooh, I kind of like it with it like that. Oh, that's why you're being funky, because for whatever reason, you are too. You are too much. We can actually bring these all together now. Perfect is overrated. This is true. Better is finished is better than perfect. Kind of like it also kind of on top of the text a little bit there. And I'm kind of liking where that's leaning. Hi, Barbara. Whose dishes are in the sink? And also, if you're just joining us, we are taking some of the postcards and junk mail that I have, and we are turning them into new creations. Now, something you could always do too is you could add a gradient map. Gradient maps are cool because the way that they work are it's saying this is your darkest dark and this is your lightest light. So you can then kind of mess with different connections of color. You can even add really wonky stuff too. You know, if you add something along the spectrum, we're just going to add like all these crazy out of order colors, and you'll see that it'll kind of create this hypnotic effect. Right before this, Jess Miller from Jess Miller Draws was on here. And I just did it backwards. But she was doing orange and pink, which is always fun. But, you know, as you can play around, you can always continue to see it live update. You can, oh, that's kind of fun. Continue. You can see that her lines are cyan because they are darker in the image. We can see that his, maybe this needs to be like a, it looks like just sweat stains. This needs to be like a white even. We can do like that. And it really can wreck your image, but like have fun with wrecking your image. That's all part of it, right? Like the part of the fun is just getting into Photoshop and just messing around and seeing what you can create. What if we even switched it up? You can do dark again. You can put the darkest things. Why have the Who left their dishes in our sink? Oh, you're funny. The Who. Do you like the Who? I like the Who. They're fun. Very English, right? They're English, right? I think they're English. And the other cool thing about these too is like maybe it's a little too much for you, you know? You can always use it as like a color overlay too. So then you can really mess. Sorry, by the way, strobe warning. And you can still make changes to everything below, which is nice as well. And I can just continue. You colorize, and it will change it. Oh, but he is so white that's why he's not changing. There you go. Now you can change him. Oh, I kind of like it with it just completely signed off. Then we could put a stroke around him maybe. And then he kind of blends more in with kind of how she is. But we'll have to increase it so that he creates a similar thing. We can also do white. Still change the color of the type. And like that also, oh, the yellow is kind of fun, right? And I like it. If only it looks like she's cosplaying Star Trek. Communications just isn't for her. You're funny. Could bring down some of these. Oh, that's the, oh, because that's the full on. Interesting. Oh, and then we can get real goofy because you can begin to play with color overlays and stuff. don't know if I like this stroke anymore. I don't like this stroke anymore. Do you guys tend to like make the same thing over and over again on accident? I kind of like it up at the top too. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Also, I realized the other day I was wearing an orange shirt and there's so much orange behind me that I was like, wow, I'm kind of predictable. Could also add like a levels at the top here. And we can really kind of mess with it more. If we wanted to change things up, really pull out that texture. I like the teal and orange combo we got going on. Just continuing to break it. Take what you can and break it. I'm going to change his color. I want him to be orange. And it's messy and it's fun, but it's great. Now it looks like an Adult Swim Cartoon Network. Yes, it does. It really does, doesn't it? But that puts us at about time. I'm happy with the two things that we made. We made I Want to Believe, but it's hot outside and it's only going to get hotter, which feels a lot, more nice than like a poster I would put up. And then like a weird Valentine's Day card thing, which also does name your files, because we are bouncing around here like it's our job and I have no idea what I'm doing. We could also continue to mess with the colors. I know that's just the name of the game here. We could also add like a fun border. You go here, you do select, modify, contract, and we'll say 15. Then we'll switch it, and maybe we add like just a super simple Shift D. And we could even have him overflow if we wanted to. But I think it's looking pretty good. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for giving me inspiration and things to write down as we were working. Clever says that was cool. Bruce says good times, Ryan. Great hang out with everyone today. Like my office, nice and messy. And just, guys, always remember, just have fun, hop into Photoshop every now and then and use it as a sketchbook. Use it as a means to have fun. Also, I really need to figure out my audio. I'm realizing my levels were really low. So I'm sorry, guys. I will get that figured out before I go live again. Hopefully it wasn't too annoying on your ears. And also always feel free to let me know in chat if my audio is like, when I'm getting too far away from the microphone and you can't really hear me anymore. And then when I come back, like that's annoying. So please let me know. But Digital Artifacts, I think we'll be back in 2 weeks, I believe. Next week, we're going to have your Alex Lazarus as usual. But, stick around and hope to see you guys in the chat more. Check me out, ryanselvy.com, Ryan Selvy on Instagram, ryanselvy.com on Blue Sky. Cheers. Have a great day, guys. Bye.